The good folks at Kia refer to this as the Selluride. And indeed, it's been a sales darling since its introduction 3 years ago. And now for its first refresh, Kia has introduced 2 new off-road oriented trims, the X line and this X Pro. Kia's initial marketing campaign for the Telluride showed it driving through muddy fields in a proclamation of its off-road prowess, which is why I was a bit surprised when none of the drive modes were dedicated to such four-wheeling. And now, with this new range-topping X Pro model flaunting a raised suspension and all-terrain tires, I was certain I'd see some sort of trail settings beyond the all-wheel drive lock mode. But nope, just the standard 5 found on any Telluride equipped with all-wheel drive. Now don't get me wrong, this isn't a big deal, but I call attention to it because it's indicative of Kia's somewhat perfunctory approach to the boldly named X Pro. An additional 0.39 inches of ground clearance, upgraded traction control system, and a tow mode with a 500-pound bump in towing capacity doesn't exactly scream hell's revenge. But it's the X Pro's exclusive 18-inch off-road tires that provide the most tangible upgrade. Continental's new Terrain Contact AT is molded with a mild all-terrain tread pattern that expands capability while also maintaining quiet highway travel, making this an excellent fitment for the Telluride. Building off of the less aggressive X-Line trim, formerly known as the Nightfall Edition, the X Pro further benefits from slightly improved approach and departure angles. At speeds below 25 miles per hour, pressing the all-wheel drive lock mode button keeps the rear tires in play, maximizing traction on unpaved, sandy, and muddy roads. Otherwise, the Telluride is predominantly a front-wheel drive SUV. Having just come off of a week with its equally freshened corporate cousin, the Hyundai Palisade, I can say that the X Pro's smaller wheels and tires contribute to a more pleasing ride that also feels less brittle off pavement. And it may look big, but it fits in normal-sized garages and never feels ungainly from behind the wheel. With a sticker price of near $55,000, this X Pro comes in at about $3,000 more than the Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy I just recently tested, and in most ways they're the same vehicle. They are excellent, both of them, and I can't really imagine anyone walking away and being dissatisfied with their purchase, barring some sort of a defect. Now, as far as the X Pro treatment goes, you do get a little more ground clearance. You get these sweet Continental all-terrain tires and an additional 500 pounds of towing capacity. But I'm guessing it's this model's rugged look that will really woo shoppers. A self-leveling rear suspension is also standard to enhance control and stability, particularly when towing, of which the Telluride can handle up to 5,500 pounds. Combined fuel economy of 21 mpg is unchanged from last year's all-wheel drive Telluride, though the city estimate has decreased from 19 to 18 mpg. Total driving range is 395 miles. Regardless of trim, all Telluride models receive a revised headlamp design and new wheels to complement the updated fascias. 3 new paint choices are also offered, including this upcharged Midnight Lake Blue. This Telluride is also fitted with the gorgeous Terracotta interior color package, a $295 option. Pricing for the 2023 Telluride starts at $37,025 for a front-drive LX and tops out here at $55,120 for the fully loaded SX Prestige X Pro. Across the board, power stems from a 3.8-liter V6 making 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, working through a traditional 8-speed automatic. No turbo or funky transmission here. It's very satisfying driving a vehicle with this level of organic feel. Smooth and linear, it's a joy to drive with satisfying amounts of power. The cabin exceeds expectations of what a 3-row SUV can deliver at this price. With a touch of a button, the captain's seats slide easily out of the way for access to the large third row. There's a system for communicating with the kids back there so that they can clearly hear your admonitions. What's going on back there, kids? And you can leave the owner's manual in the glove box because the electronics are so intuitive. Just like all Hyundai Kia Genesis vehicles with the biggest infotainment screens, there's no wireless phone projection here. From the video screen rearview mirror to the head-up display to the heated and ventilated second-row seats, this SX Prestige trim packs it all in and does it with a great degree of comfort and spaciousness for a vehicle technically classified as a small sport utility vehicle. And of course, Kia's full pantry of DriveWise driver assist technologies is here too, including smart cruise control with stop and go for traffic jam situations, Highway Driving Assist 2 that aids in lane changes, and forward collision avoidance, including cyclist detection. The IIHS has given the Telluride its Top Safety Pick award. Whether or not you decide to go X-Line or all the way to X-Pro, these new additions to the Telluride lineup add a little off-road swagger and, with the Meteor rubber, expand capability. The X-Pro treatment doesn't turn the Telluride into a Land Rover, but with a brand as ambitious as Kia, I wouldn't be surprised to see it further this trail-ready narrative. For TopSpeed.com, I'm Steve Hammis.